Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and for anyone who's new, I'm Dave. How's it going? So in this video I will be working on a large charcoal portrait piece of the Beatles, and it just so much happens that this week is International Beatles Week, so I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to do a tribute piece. So in this video, or on this piece I should say, I want to be as loose as possible, so I'll be pretty much just using a block of charcoal and blending the tones with my finger. I do use a little bit of brushwork towards the end, but pretty much just overall, I want to kind of emphasize the finger marks on the canvas. Now, this is probably the easiest way to use charcoal, and I recommend just giving it a go. Like, don't be put off by the scale of the piece, as in this case it's actually easier to work big, as it's more difficult to get fine details without the use of a pencil. So yeah, just have as much fun as possible and don't be afraid to get messy. And by the way, if you have OCD or you're a complete clean freak, then this is not the way to use charcoal for you, okay? because it is messy. Trust me, I had to get out with a hoover and I was scrubbing pretty much for the majority of today just to clean up the charcoal dust, but it's all good, So yeah, I had a wee bit of a disaster in making this video. I was actually working on a side project last week, and it was my first time kind of shooting footage outside. So because I was a wee bit familiar with using the settings, and yeah, I just decided to take the lazy approach and I just shot all the footage on automatic. But the problem is, when I got back into the studio, I forgot to use my preloaded settings, and hence for the first couple of minutes of this video, the light and shadows are all over the place. Now, I'm just looking at the video at the moment and I have a gigantic pentagram on the back of my t-shirt, but I can assure you I'm not in a cult and I don't kind of sacrifice and worship the devil and all this crazy ass stuff. It just so happens to be a t-shirt from a band that I love, so it's all good, no panic, okay? But so this Beatles piece is it's actually a really cool image to work on, and the reason for that, anyone who follows me on Instagram will know that for the last kind of 5 months I was involved in a music project. And yeah, it was a collective of a few individuals, and we all kind of played different instruments. And Heidi, who was kind of like the coordinator of the music project, Heidi happens to be one of the biggest Beatles fans I've ever personally met in my life. So yeah, Heidi, if you are watching this video, I just give you a little shout out there. So, and I still want you to play the guitar in probably one of my future videos, so just a little heads up there for you. Okay, anyway, so yeah, the band was really good fun. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole 5 months, and we just had our final gig there last week, and like, I felt like a rock star, even though we were only playing to maybe 50-60 people. Like, yeah, it was a really good experience. And now, we were calling it backstage, but it was just like a little kitchenette that was kind of on the side of a stage in the venue we were playing. But yeah, in my head, like, this was my backstage area. But the absolute fear that ran through me about coming when the kind of host of the venue kind of give us a shout out and welcomed us out onto the stage, the fear just hit me, and I'm not gonna lie. For the first couple of minutes, I had a little bit of stage fright, and I played drums myself, so I was sitting behind the drums, and I had all these really, really cool ideas to do a few little kind of drum rolls that weren't rehearsed and things like that. It all went out the window, and I just stuck to the beat of the song. But after a couple of songs, and I kind of warmed up, and everyone in the crowd really kind of got involved, and yeah, I just had as much fun as possible. And it's such a shame that the music project kind of came to an end, and I hope we can maybe get involved in something like that again. It'll be absolutely awesome. But yeah, that's my musical claim to fame, and it's not really on par with the Beatles now, in fairness, because yeah, like during the early 60s, well, during the whole 60s really, the Beatles were pretty much probably the biggest band on the planet. It's just international success overnight, really, you know. And Liverpool, which is a city here in England, where I currently reside, Liverpool just happens to be the home of the Beatles, so it's really cool, and a lot of tourists from all over the world come to Liverpool just to kind of do the whole Beatles tour and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a really fun piece to work, and yeah, I've been wanting to do this one for a while now. So just speak a little bit about the process, because for the last couple of videos now I've been very quiet. I haven't really been doing much voiceover, and yeah, I've just been very busy, and it does take kind of a lot of commitment to sit down and put a voiceover together. And I was also just exploring kind of the editing side of things a wee bit more, as I'm still very much in the early days of editing myself. So yeah, the last couple of videos it was more just kind of the music and editing the different clips to each beat and stuff. But yeah, it was really good fun, and I enjoyed the whole process. So as you can see here, I'm literally just going in on my finger and I'm smudging, or I don't really like the term smudging, but I'm just kind of blending and leaving little marks throughout the canvas. You can see I done the hair first, and Ringo's kind of turtleneck top, that's pretty solid black, so I just kind of use that as a palette, and I'll just rub my finger on it, so I have a little bit of charcoal on my finger, and I'll just keep kind of blending it out. And it's such a really, really fun way to create a piece of artwork. And yeah, I think I'm going to do a few more videos now, just using kind of blending techniques like this. It's good fun. I think nowadays, like, you know, you have so much kind of emphasis on hyper-realism, and you know, I noticed there on Instagram, a lot of the videos that are doing massive, it's just kind of hyper-realistic pieces that they almost look like they're being printed. But for me, as a trained artist, I prefer a loose approach, and I love when a piece of artwork looks loose and it's kind of more arty-farty. This suits me best, and it's a way I love working, you know. You can see here, I just went in with a wee makeup brush. I just wanted to kind of smooth out some of the features, especially around the eyes and nose and things like that. But I do want to emphasize the finger marks, and I want people, when they inspect the image, to be able to see each individual finger mark, because this actually makes it a really cool selling point of the piece of artwork, the fact that it was just done with your hands, you know. Now, I work on these drawings pretty late, and my hands are literally just black with charcoal, and I scrub my hands before I go to bed. I shower, I try to get it all off. But like, for the last week, I've just been walking around with like the dirtiest looking hands ever. But I'm like, in my head, I'm getting paranoid. I'm like, why are people looking at my hands? But you know, I'm an artist, and it's only charcoal at the end of the day. You know, it could be worse. So I've spent now, wow, I can't believe I've nearly come to the end of the video already. Wow. So yeah, I just go in with the eraser, and yeah, just create a few little highlights, and this kind of just emphasizes contrast a little bit more. But I am so happy with how this piece turned out. It's absolutely awesome, and yeah, I hope now in the future do kind of a few more pieces like this. But please, for anyone out there, give it a go, and I think you'll actually shock yourself at how easy it is to do a piece like this, just by using a block of charcoal on your hand. But guys, I really, really appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out to watch this video. And there should be a link somewhere down the screen, and I really do recommend go back, watch the previous video, the Robin Williams piece. A little bit emotional, but it was an awesome piece of artwork, and it's really worth to watch. But yeah, appreciate, I must have said this a few times now, didn't I? But yeah, anyway, I appreciate all the support, and yeah, each and every one of you for taking the time out to watch the video. Please subscribe. This helps me in my confidence, and it gives me that drive to just keep producing more artwork and keep knocking out these videos. But yeah, I'll see you later in the next video. Hey Jude.